Oh, take it away we will, Puckett. This one, Chance, is an interesting one indeed. The seedings are still up and about. There's still a potential for change, but that change is statistically unlikely.
That is absolutely one way to phrase it. But I'm with Amos, honestly. I'm excited to watch Inside play this series. Underrated just because he has like a very particular role. It is kind of interesting. I guess like Hixie and Insight truly are just like the setup players, right? I know Ali pointed out Hixie is like the 0.54 in Search and Destroy. Their S&D got better because he's just setting his teammates up by getting the bomb down. And Insight literally on the map always is just like the hardcore anchor sort of player, or the guy on hotel control that's always going to be pushed out in bedroom, that just gives his teammates the freedom to fry. And CleanX and Scrap have been doing exactly that. So dangerous forward team. Toronto Ultra looking class right now. We'll see how they do on Mercado.
Pure class. Just like those shots from CleanX, nearly the third. A team though will end that run is into Mercado. We are now firmly gone. And there you go. Yeah, Chance called it. That's the spawns.
Yeah, they got the spot. I was going to say, I don't know how aware Paulex is going to be because it took a while to turn, but he actually delivers with 2 pretty big kills. Now Scrap is actually going to be potentially in a bit of a pinch. Good news for him, Insight spawns up towards New. Bad news is Nasty is there and ready and frying. It's still a 50-50 fight for the spawns, though, and there's still Scrap time to be got. So Toronto's going to be able to get the Scrap, and it's only Scraps, actually, funnily enough, now behind enemy lines. So many Scraps. Wow, that is unreal. Scrap time, Scraps, and Scrappy. What are you going to do?
Way too much. But we thought we'd struggled earlier today with the Cammy, you know, was it the Cammy and yeah, whatever. Crazy match. Good time though out of P1 Nat from neither of these teams as we now roll into second. Ravens full of control at this side of the map. Big wins there from Paulex and Scraps. They get them kills as everything's worked out for them indeed. That's a 3 spree from Scraps.
And the perfect time, by the way, for him to go on the 3 spree as well, because he was the sole player that was able to really just spawn behind enemy lines on the side of Ravens. But pops off, makes a big play, but it's one thing to make the big play. It's another to actually get the time. There's been 27 seconds collected. We're in a hill and a half deep, so a lot of scrap time, honestly, being traded back and forth.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Ravens holding the lead for now. 20 seconds left on this one as Matty Marshall, aka Scraps, is making a lot of noise. He's managed to pull players to and from the point. CleanX is out now. He's up top as well. That's going to be Scrap on Scraps action over the Scrap time. Over towards the new hardpoint we go.
Now you got the snakes for Hixie out and bound with Inside watching over. So it's this setup men who need to get the kills. And nice little read from Insight, checking the middle alley. And poor Paulex is left one shot and waiting as his teammates, by the looks of it, just dying around him. You had Scrap going out to hunt these players down. But a 2v2 and Paulex stayed alive long enough to get back in the point. Him versus Hixie. And where's that final trade? Maybe nowhere to be found. There's the battle. And Hixie delivers. 3 spree and the time collected. A moment like that can go a long way. Ultra with a sizable advantage now in this game.
And that advantage should turn into a much larger lead unless someone can get close now for the Ravens. It seems going to be that first man into the point. Wins the fight. CleanX is here immediately. Straight into it. Up and about. Asim wins another. So next 20 seconds are going to go the way of the Ravens unless Scrap can have his way at his Scrap time. And so far, yeah, he does get that one. So over towards the new hardpoint we now look. Here comes Ultra flying in forwards towards Paul. Takes care of him. Nasty from the flank though. Might be able to soften up these players before they can really get nestled in and set things up at Barbershop.
Oh, good night as well, just to back that player down. And they're going to know 2 are actually in the back alley. So it's Scraps that Ultra are now going to be looking for. But Scraps stays alive long enough that a pinch is developing. Asim does get traded, and Scraps is getting kills in the meantime. This is great awareness by Hixie, though, to trust his teammate in the hill, watch the middle of the map, and even Scraps now gets taken care of. Little mixy moment right there for Ultra. They handle it perfectly and continue to collect this time.
Well, they handle this hit, though. Ravens, 3 players through the back alleyway. It seems clean up one. Straight on the point, we now got Paulex cut down by a hail of Bance lit fire. Nasty's up next, and Hixie is the man. Flies around that corner. He's on a 5 spree now. In and about. Unfortunate timing on the stun. He's going to stay alive. Might give it. Oh, no, nearly got the kill. What a challenge it was. They'll take him. Doesn't quite get the streaks, but that's fine. Rotation's already underway, and you've got a couple of players contesting over New.
3v3 for the moment as well. So big opportunity for London to try to make an impact play. Insight head on a swivel, but everybody's inside. At least forces a team kill, but Ultra get forced to back down as well. Nasty trying to keep these players at bay, and all this sort of standoff moment for another square up fight. But now this time the 3v4, it's Ultra without the extra men.
Yeah, running out of men. The last player's watching mid-map. Trade's done. And looks like Ultra come out on top. Scrap with a 2-piece there. He's looking good so far. 11 and 9 overall. CleanX. Oof, nearly on a pull. Not enough, though. Play still alive. Hit over to Insight. Names his FaZe. See if he can't find a couple more sweet kills here. He does. Lovely work from Jamie Craven to see him up next. Nope. But good trades either way. Ravens in the point now. A solid chunk of time to be had. And they should be able to get it. Rotations down the bottom side of the map again. We're fighting over new. So far, so good.
I feel like this game, or this map rather, has just been a dogfight between both of these teams. Like, this is the first time where there's like scrap time that hasn't been like completely and utterly fought over for every single second. And even then, it's seeing the guy in the hill is feeling a little bit of pressure from the shots down range. But in the chaos on that rotation, Ultra have at least a slight advantage towards the start of this time. But right now, the Ravens, they are flying.
They are flying indeed. Well, let's see how they sound with a quick listen in.
You want bottom house. Heal with the nade. Weak top.
Bomb really weak.
Oh, he came over me.
He's in the left corner of the door.
Give me a sec.
He's in the left corner of the door.
One shot bomb, scrap.
That's one on mid tunnel.
Nice. Nice, one still top.
Yep.
He's not peeking me.
You have numbers there, 3v2.
I'm stunned. One nade there side. One
Top stairs.
One's going top.
I'm getting top, watch out.
Top dead.
Dead.
That's a great time.
I have time.
Go on.
Okay, one can be bottom house.
I'm gonna go mid.
Here.
I'll be bomb.
I'm going mid. Alley, weak. There's two there. Last two ult.
I'll be top.
Last two ult. P4 dead. Nice, one more.
He blew me. Then
Nice.
Nice, Baron, go mid. I'm gonna go warehouse. Okay. Are you going? No, you should go that way. You're gonna go last one. I'm gonna go warehouse. I'm gonna go warehouse. Okay.
One's back alley. Hold him back alley.
Good on there, bro.
You want blue on me?
Back alley dated me. I'm good.
I'm working up caution.
No, I got stunned, bro. Scrap back alley.
Play your life from the house. One small.
We brought it back. Okay, boys, let's go. I spawned behind him blue side. I'm getting away.
One time weak.
He's in the back alley.
I'm needing over.
I'm here.
He's on the back time spot.
He's gate. One's gate.
One's P4, one's back alley.
Close parking lot.
Back alley, back alley, one shot.
Get on P4.
Let's see P4 weak. P4 white trap.
P4 really weak.
Not bad comms out of the Ravens now, though. Ultra starting to push the lead forward, looking at almost a 50-point lead as we dive in for a listen in.
Say nothing. You're gonna be close already. Like mid.
Yeah, top here, right?
I need you close mid. Yeah, I'll track it mid. Might do the wall, Jamie.
Okay, I'll look at it. When we get pitched, brother. Come on, climb to the wall.
Okay, once wall weak, Paul. Yeah, close right there.
Nice, big one.
Just keep off this, man. Trust. Deep white. I spawned 10. 136. Like back sake or guard heading behind each other. Yeah, guard heading, scraps. Weak.
Back house,
one L.
Too odd.
Let's go for the right.
Yeah, one's got me heady now. There'll be two right.
Guard heady? Yeah, he was guard heady, yes. He's probably just playing. Guard heady, one shot on front thing. Might be in Zig then.
Nothing in Zig right now.
One's in might be yellow. Not near yet.
Nothing in Zig.
Tunnel one shot. Tunnel weak coming at mid. Lay down tunnel. Nothing now.
We'll shoot him mid. I'm laying hell, watch out.
Yo, long corner, challenge. Don't time. Tunnel, that deep RV on the mid heady long. RV one mid heady long. Mid heady long. Don't know where the guy is. I'm going left, I'm going deep again. I'll see mid heady. I need it, stun mid heady.
So long, but
Stun mid heady, boys. Tunnel there.
Yellow van.
Another one tunnel. Stun on time. Stun on time. RV there. Weak. One shot tunnel. Charlie on me. Longer bully dead.
Nice, Charlie, back.
They like P4 side. I need you, my bad. Big soaks.
Good.
Get his time and come to P4 or fold.
Get my out, bro.
Yeah, get his time and come to P4 or fold. Done it? Yeah, I'm playing slow. Hey, stun.
The coolest comms you'll ever hear in the Call of Duty League there. Ultra pushing the lead forward, but the Ravens' chance not out this yet.
Yeah, very calm, but with the scrap bit of flavor that always throws some spice in the mix. And I will say, by the way, that is a good chunk of time that Ultra were able to get on P1. I mean, not even scrap time. That was like an extra 30 seconds. So an underrated hill. And in London, if they're chalking up all that time, you better be damn sure you hold the bottom of new. And so far, so good. But Ultra getting ready to pounce.
Scraps holding the line, though, on the inside of the hard point. Can Hixie find the kills? He does. It seems there or not the second. Once again, Scraps finding these 1v1 fights, holding down that hard point. A lot of time still to be had here on the second. Can the Ravens hold on? Insight now making his way through top. His teammates downstairs, waiting for that perfect hit. It's got 3 clean down. Ball's gone, wiped out. That's 25 going away the Ultra.
Yeah, and again, there was so much time sort of given away for free on that old P1 hill to try to set yourselves up for new. But now that Ultra have broken through, and it was off the back of a massive play from CleanX, getting a cutoff kill before doubling back towards the actual point that sets him up. And talk about the setup, man. Hixie back in action, made the big play on this hill last go around. And if he makes a big play here, it's going to put the stamp on the game.
Yeah, we go. Hixie from upstairs. Not a lot of auto aim found through those railings. CleanX on a spree. Looking for number 5. Great corner to be in. Catches a seam over the top. What a play out of Tobias Jonsson. Gets another. And we're well over the 200-point mark now. The business end of the hard point. And Ultra are looking for the win.
And I'm fairly certain this is a 6-birdie from CleanX where he just broke 2 hills back-to-back and hasn't died since then. Just finding the big pieces and, again, being the difference maker in the game. Is slang second to none. Literally, in this lobby, he is leading everybody with 25 and maybe finish off the game with a little addition to the 7 spree.
Scraps next up in the hill. Final 10 seconds now. Ravens got to get in there quick. CleanX. The 8 spree closes out. And you've got a bit of time
so
now
tough
for the Ravens. Oh, no. The trophy system. Jesus, son. The lineup in the middle is not going to count for much. Final 5 seconds. And Ultra have taken Mercado Las Almas. Map number 1. It goes to them. Ravens. It was a hard-fought battle, but not quite enough. As CleanX, bottom right-hand side of your screen, he is a menace.
And I think there were just a lot of plays sort of early on. Like, obviously, CleanX is just a consistent slayer. Him and Scrap doing things the entire time. But obviously, it makes everybody's life easier. But even for that, like, first hill in 10, where Hixie was, like, you know, snaking his ass off onside that little desk, but winning so many extra gunfights where I think after, like, 3 or 4 hills, Ultra built themselves, like, a 60-point lead. London had plenty of fight in them, but it just seemed like those big sort of pop-off plays, whether it was Hixie doing it or whether it was CleanX repeatedly getting the 2-piece to go on the breaks. I just think Ultra a little bit stronger in the slang, and even on that sort of like exchange rate that you play. All right, we'll trade away 30 seconds of P1 to make sure that we lock down these spawns. Not even successful at that. Ultra just doing the well, making the hard things look easy. Clean game through and through, and I think the scoreboard is typical now for this Ultra team.
Very indicative of how the map went. 251.57 as we look across the highlights here, and it really was CleanX running things from the start to the finish. Good work out of him and the rest of the Toronto Ultra boys. Very clean gameplay. Wonderful battles there for P2. Again, Ravens looking solid in those close range engagements. Scraps chance. We talked to him about him yesterday, I think. We've kind of given him a lot of kudos that it's not an easy thing to leave the league for what feels like almost 2 years, to dive right back in and start swinging at the highest of levels. So good on Scraps for really bringing it and showing that he's still got a lot of life in the tank. Still a brilliant player, but no easy feat to get back in the league.
Not at all. And like, I think the dynamic between Scraps and Asim is an interesting one to pay attention to as well, because obviously at the start of the year, Asim was the fry man. He was the shining light on the squad, but at least in my opinion, that's not exactly what Asim has ever been paid to do. Like, that's the route man. That's the setup guy, like your Hixie almost style player, if you want to make that comparison for who's in this game, of making your teammates look good. And I think over time, we've seen Scraps perform better and better and better. Obviously this match though, it's a difficult one against Toronto Ultra, who are a nightmare matchup for every team in the league.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Ultra, I mean, I think Ali said it on the desk, they don't really have any weaknesses in any game modes. They are very strong across the board. A wonderful indicator there in that hard point. Mercado map 1 done. Now though, for the rest of the series, very nice different looks across the board until we get to that Fortress double dose. But up next, Hotel Search and Destroy, El Asilo map number 3. And we'll see what happens when we get to those Fortress. If Ravens can turn it around, I think chance the big defining factor here was the Ravens needed to 3-0 Ultra in order to really change the way the seeding looks. Don't think that's going to happen now.
Or 3-1. I think if London 3-0 or 3-1, which is obviously not looking super likely, there's like that weird shakeup potential.
Okay.
I will say though, if we're talking about stats, El Asilo control, London Royal Ravens are 0-2. Haven't won a single round. They've gotten 3-0'd both times, and I think Ultra are going to be happy to try to take advantage of that. So the dream for the series is not over, but London getting a 3-1 would be certainly a surprise to me.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens though. I mean, yesterday we saw a very shocking victory over Seattle Surge on that Fortress control by the Ravens. Good on them for that. We'll see if they can't find more success. Again, confidence is key for the London squad. They have taken L after L after L this stage. It has not been a good look for them. We'll see if they can't turn things around. They've got an opportunity to do that right here, right now on this Hotel Search and Destroy. There the boys are on screen, playing out of California. Hopefully they're enjoying themselves down there. I know Asim's posting tons on Instagram, loving life out here in the, what do we call this? It's not the Sunshine State, that's Florida. Whatever. It's quite nice out here in the West, guys. He seems to enjoy himself. See if he can't enjoy himself in game a little bit more with the squad.
I have no idea what the nickname for California is. Not a clue. I used to know this. Actually, I've heard it before. Just no idea. Don't even know what
the Golden State
is.
The Golden
Apparently, oh yeah, the Golden State Warriors. How does that? Wow, that is oof.
Is it?
All right, no comment. Moving on. We're going back to talk about Call of Duty Moss.
Okay. So why do they call it? I'm only joking. All right, Ravens down 1. Insight. Deep breathing. Scrap on the far side though. He ain't deep breathing nothing. He's letting that rage fill his veins. That boy plays hot. The rest of the Ultra team, though, as you can hear in the comms, not just because of their, you know, distinctly British accents mostly, but it is a very, very different flavor. See what that flavor tastes like here in the Search and Destroy. We're going to Hotel.
And I think the situation for Ravens is obviously on this map, one of the ones where you found the most success. Obviously, Ultra, a dangerous team, and their Search and Destroy has been certainly looking at least a little bit better as of late with the addition of HyDra. But this is where London want to take advantage in this series. This is a good map for them, and I think long term, obviously, if they do get the 3-1 win, weird potential maybe to make winners bracket if tie breaks do X, Y, Z. But I think you've had enough closed maps that you're just looking to see those signs of improvement going into the majors. So this is the map to try to find that shining light. It'll be scraps with the old sniper. Nothing peeking couches though. Ultra are paying this very cautiously.
Way cautious. No one has exposed himself decently or indecently here on Hotel. It is a clean, quiet setup across the entire map. Like glass broken top bedroom. The Ravens now shuffling over by that bar side. Matt Marshall with the snipe. No one home there by lights. Here comes a bit of movement. And this is great timing. No!
Oh, wow. I mean, it was for HyDra. Going for the stretch plant, though. I think Paul X is doing the slow crawl to get in position, but obviously Ultra, you see they're starting to creep up, right? A player in couch is making moves, shots on the guy on bomb, and he waited a little too long, and Ultra take care of the planner, see the snipe, don't want anything to do with that.
Oh, nothing to do with that. You saw the angle that CleanX took from top bedroom there, pre-aims the bomb site through the curtains. Easy shots for him. Less than 20 seconds to go now. Ultra have suffocated the London Royal Ravens here. Wow. And that couple more kills go their way, and it's Insight. What a round. They do get their kills in the end. But an incredibly strong defensive setup. The Ravens had nothing there.
And that is such a cheeky little strat, too. The way those doors were open bottom hall, someone for Ultra went down low and stunned them open. So you just had Straps worried about that the entire time of like, someone's going to be behind the luggage, someone's in the hallway for sure. And it was like maybe 40 seconds of the round got wasted of looking for a ghost. And then it was literally the worst timing possible of when HyDra actually showed up to check is when Scraps went away. But again, just a lot of time wasted, focused on a location where a player was not. So cheeky to side of Ultra, they will take the first round.
See what the Ravens' defensive hold looks like here on Hotel. Oh. The team starts the party. Nice big kill there. Scraps not going to fly forward for the trade as you would expect. He's going to pump the brakes. For now, Ravens, full B-bomb site control. No one's getting into that side of the map without it being known. Asim, that headset is cranked.
He had Dead Silence popped. He had it popped, and it ran out and Scrap. He might have known, but Asim a little bit smarter in the moment. Finding the big kills. Now Ultra, they're trying to get the bomb down, but you're going to do this in a 1v4, and all that's going to do is feed extra score to someone for London. Nasty gets the cleanup kill, and now Scraps, after the Dead Silence runs out, can hop the defuse and build it right back up.
Love that. It's a little trick, but it's an important one. All you ranked players out there. Planting bomb, defusing bomb, all those score adds up to help get your field upgrade ready faster. 20 seconds there on the round, and the Ravens got it. You can see those percentages across the board. Scraps should hit the defuse. We're going to really milk this one, lads, aren't we? Wow.
Yeah, take your time. Also, why not give it to Scraps there? I guess like, it's not a massive deal. The rounds are going to be played out slow on Hotel anyway, so Scraps can build it right back up. But who knows? Whatever the case may be, they gave it to Asim, and I think we're going to see that sort of square-up gunfight battle towards the opposite side of the map over by Restaurant between Asim and Scrap a few more times. Because I think even when London were on offense, that's where Asim was playing. So an important matchup to keep in the back of your mind, but Asim right there for London basically just wins the round.
Ravens attacking this time. First go around, not very good. Toronto had full A-bomb site control. Bedroom was locked down. They were grounded. They were not leaving that room. Here we go. Asim Dead Silence pop. Checking the corner. Gets the kill. Scrap. Love that first blood.
That's 1 HP right there. That is the Vaznev diff. And look at what this has done to Ultra. This is just instant. All three of those players wrapped back. I think CleanX just now made the call of like maybe they're actually going over towards A if they haven't planted yet. But London certainly put themselves in a spot where they have options, or maybe just the option is let us see him go get the kills. Gives you the next one might get traded, but that's more intel. That's the attempt at the bomb plant. CleanX is only there to buy his team a little more time.
Time is very valuable in MW tool. And Nate's going to help. Or not. Interesting. Røkkr still holding this position down. Just over 30 seconds on the round. Here comes the plant.
And just taking your time. No rush. Make sure you're not going to get caught off site and get everybody into position and get Scraps in a position like that. Snappy little shot, and CleanX left alone in a 1 versus 3. But this is now just back-to-back rounds where Asim really just wins it for his team. And poor CleanX, yeah, just trapped, stuck in the corner.
Yeah, just sit this one out, mate. Let that bomb explode. Maybe I don't get a pick or two. Get a kill. He's not on streak, so the shots are good. Watch out, though, Scraps, with that snipe. He is not playing around.
Yeah,
there we go.
Simply just the nature of S&D in this game, you know? No dead silence. You just can't play. No attempt to be able to make plays in the 1v3s. You are just stuck. It is impossible. Simply just how the game works.
Little moment now to reflect for the Ravens. Second time round on attack, way more favorable for them. Those hits towards the A bomb site, that bedroom side of the map, not very favorable. Not particularly adept, let's say, at cracking through the setup that Ultra had. But they've got the lead now in the search. 4 and 2 out of Asim. Those first bloods, very, very important.
We were thinking maybe Asim versus Scrap. Well, this time Scrap has all the reinforcements, right? It is still Asim outer icebox, though, and I think he's the one that's going to feel the pressure. And I think so far, Scrap's the only player on London to respond. He's backed up just a little bit. So Ravens, they're keeping their options open, but they're ready for this B push.
Yeah, they heard a lot of noise. Those concussions going off. You don't see anyone move their way through mid-map. You don't see anyone through double arches. Then all of a sudden you start to think, they're behind us. Or they're going towards B. That little rattler gunfire pushes CleanX back, but Nasty, he's got eyes on. Deaddy's finished. We get Hicksy on the feet first.
Oh, man, look at how fast Ultra are moving, too. They are bolting over towards A and getting kills in the meantime, just swarming on this map.
Wow, they're flying. Absolutely soaring. CleanX, what a setup there. Asim gets a tag or two, another player moving across. It's a 1v3. This might be done in sight. Big win. That's the equalizer found for Toronto Ultra.
And just playing with the information they had. They knew Asim was tucked away back over to kitchen. They showed enough presence over towards the site. They expect more players to wrap back, and I can't remember who it was. I think CleanX, actually. Yeah, as soon as he spots out the player on patio, makes the call, baits himself out just a little bit as he's flying across. Hicksy finds a kill in the meantime, and then 0 time wasted. Over towards A, get the bomb down, and no one from Ravens was left by the bedroom to stop it. So playing with their food right there, Toronto Ultra.
Yum, yum. This is the battle of beans on toast and poutine. Quite hungry, I have to say now loud. 2-2, here we go. Ultra on defense once again. It's an aggressive hit on defense, though. Here we go. Hicksy's going to fly forward. That stun's going to land. Enough to get the kill. Seeing once again another solid opener. Not technically the first blood, though. That goes to Scrap.
That was so much effort, by the way, for Ultra on that defensive end. It's like, what side of the map is Asim going to be on? Let's just stack it and deal with them that way. But now it is a bit of an interesting push, but notice the difference. You have Insight getting left over towards A, so Ravens had no one in position to stop the rotation. Insight, though, is here, and look at how he just stops him in his tracks because Paul X too loud. And at least Asim gets the trade for the 2v2, but Insight has done his job.
But Asim is moving just everywhere right now, getting all the kills for the Ravens. That perfect big brother. He's done it again. Wow. He's on a 3 spree now. So I'm like, he's to a bedroom shooting me. No worries. Daddy seems coming to smack him. 30 seconds on the round, and it's all onto CleanX. Spot bed. Oh my God, here comes the chow on Asim. Another for Asim. The Ravens keep it going.
Was that the ace? Did he just collect them all? I know he got at least 3. I just lost count.
I mean, he's on his feet. It was a 3 spree on the round, so that was the 4th. And what a play from Asim. Every step of the way, covering the boys. You saw the pop-off, like, straight up over the table. Fist bumps. Loving it.
I just appreciate like the play call from Ultra of like, all right, Asim is played over by restaurant every time. Let's send everyone to take him down. And they tried. They did at least technically trade out after getting the first blood, but didn't stop him. 9 kills in 5 rounds. Asim is simply on one, and yeah, if I'm Ultra, I'm just playing over towards A. Absolutely not dealing with Asim anymore.
That doesn't matter. He will go where he goes. Update from Tim. Don't forget, everyone, that Asim currently has the S&D record for kills at 17. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it here on Hotel, but wouldn't be too surprised. Here we go. Oh,
that's a cheek.
That is one cheek at least. Part of a pair, usually. Hold this angle, Scraps. Look at how aggressive Ultra are. They got the bomb. They got players both, 2 players in bedroom now, trying to cause some damage. Scraps' first blood takes care of Asim, takes care of the Wonder Kid. Big advantage, Ultra.
And Ultra everywhere, by the way. Yeah, you had Hixie up top with a well-placed frag. You had Kleenex down low, who at least Nasty takes care of them. But Ultra, they're in your base. They've got Dead Silence popped. Hixie can now free roam, and the bomb is down. Good luck to Paul and Nasty to try to retake this one.
Ooh, tags. Backing him up. Causes some problems. Hixie, just listen out for the play now. Paul thundering his way through top bed. You kill one of them, that's a huge moment. For Paul X and Nasty, clear out Hixie. That's not the way to do it. He picks the right corner. Nasty now 1v3. 2.
Paul X checked every single corner except the correct one that Hixie was hiding in. So Nasty now needs gun a player, and again, not incentivized to move, but Insight does. He gave up the snakes to get absolutely popped in the gunfight, but trades were out and bound. Gets hand delivered to Hixie. Again, making plays on the map. Might only have the .54, but a lot of that is getting killed after getting the bomb plant. And if he's not getting killed off that, he's making plays after the fact. Clean work from the new kid on the block.
Yeah, this is what Ultra needed in their search and destroy game. A sort of playmaker, someone who's able to really get... We call it dirty work sometimes, but it's that first guy in. It's the guy who makes a bit of noise, has that map control, doesn't play too slow, doesn't play too fast, just gets everything done in the right way. That is exactly what you want out of Hixie. 4 and 3 so far, 2 spree for him. Here we go. Scraps back at it with a snipe.
And Scrap, by the way, on the flip side for Ultra has made the adjustment yet to try to have the counter snipe. I was going to say, not dealing with the seam anymore. Wants to look through the crack in the door to see if he can find the freebie, but this is a delicate shot, to be sure.
He's the crack of the door through the window. Oh, yeah!
Nice.
Scraps takes out Scrap with the snippety snaps. Less than a minute to go. Man advantage, Ravens.
I mean, winner of this series gets to keep their name, so that's an important gunfight.
Oh my god, nearly lined up. Ay, Kleenex. It takes care of Nasty. That bomb's still going to get planted though, but look, a lot of map space now to play with if you are Ultra. Oh, I love this. No, do it, Kleenex. Yes, do it. No time's a charm. Oh, you timed that one brilliantly. That's unfortunate, Tubi. Either way, watch out for the flank. Ultra are all over the place.
Yeah, surprised about the hesitation, but now it's about just timing out this pinch. No dead silence for Hixie, so he has to do this incredibly slow, but it's a freebie kill for him.
He's going to crack that door. Will Scraps hear it? He doesn't, but he's backed up. That's amazing timing. Amazing timing. And looking at the bomb now. Oh, Manny Marshall.
Wow.
Oh, no. Can't happen like that. His teammate does lose the fight as well. So just like that, Ultra, the man advantage, the map positioning, you name it. They got it all done there. What a retake.
Yeah, not sure if that was Windy City for Scraps, if he just had a pistol, or if he was already trying to get lined up for the second gunfight. But just great adjustment by Kleenex. Knows that there's a sniper on the map, so just gets that instant revenge. And that would have been too clean if he was able to pick up that collat. But no dice there, but they get the round either way. Mid-round adjustments on point from Ultra.
Now the Windy City
also, it's worth saying, anytime Asim has died, I think they've lost the round.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why we call him Daddy Asim. Going back to the Windy City, Chicago, nothing to do with the weather. More on that in the next round. Here we go. Ultra, big advantage. And they are feeling it. This is the perfect kind of round for them to just absolutely bulldoze their way towards that B-bomb site. And they're going for it.
Asim doing the smart thing and backing down, and Nasty doing the great thing and winning the gunfight towards mid. There's your first blood. And Ultra, again, a little bit scattered on the map, forced to play for picks, and I think Hixie's not going to push. He's going to wait to see if a kill falls in his lap, but that's the kill they were looking for. Scrap finds it and evens up those odds. You have Insight worried about the flank. But he's starting to make moves with dead silence just a little bit. So that bomb rotating over it. It's for the chow on Paul X, but finds the big one. Advantage back towards London.
That's such an annoying gunfight. Insight, no shenanigans. 2v2. Scrap and Insight versus asim and Scraps. Oh, wow. Timing on that. Does he know the bomb's down here? That's another question. 25 on the clock. Scraps makes it up a 2v1. And that is brilliant positioning from asim. The Ravens back in this 4-4.
Yeah, a little too short. Get some hand claps and heard the footsteps coming from a mile away. Very difficult to move in this game, especially so in Search and Destroy. It's not a game that appreciates movement.
No.
Unless you're on a heady.
Get on a heady and shut up. You'll be fine. 4-4. It's a very tense Search and Destroy here on Hotel between these two teams.
And to me, it really still feels like this sort of like lives and dies by asim. He wasn't the biggest factor in that round. I know everyone from London contributing, but as long as he's not getting picked off by either Insight or Scrap, they've been on point. Switch up the bomb carry and give it to Paul, and right now Scrap is the lone defender. Has the Vaznev as well.
Wait a minute.
And pays attention to the school of Benjamin Bance, but you do have to be quick about this. You got the spot.
That's such an annoying spot. What a TV. What a TV. Yeah, you're good here, bro. You just plant it here. What's on TV? Scrap is tonight, honey. CleanX pops dead. He's making moves. Insight spots a couple out in mid. Few hit markers. Paul's getting into the fray. Nades there. Insight right back at it. 40 seconds remaining. Here we go.
Wow, they had Insight tagged up, but didn't trust to go for the chow. And Insight didn't really have any help in that moment either. But I think they made the smart decision to not deal with Scrap because you would have no success over towards B. And as 3 players from London, by A, CleanX has the bomb cleared, but not for long.
Not for long. Scraps gets it going. 22 seconds. That's your bomb carrier down. Oh, CleanX is gone. Deddy gets full reset. 20 seconds. He's going to re-hit this. He's going to dive straight back onto the bomb. Look for an ankle. Look for a little bit of nasty sticking out where it shouldn't be. Gets away with his life. Scrap and CleanX now doing what they can in the 2v3.
And you have, again, asim versus Scrap. This has been the battle the entire time, and Scrap is waiting for the chow, so it's a standoff, but time is on asim's side, and so is the man advantage. Scrap's trying to play this so smart, but just going to get pushed into death. A wonderful setup by London. They're going to go up 5-4.
And it's Nasty's first kill. It should seal it. Will he get the second as well? Mr. Plumridge nails the pair, gets the plant. What a recovery from the Ravens.
It's just such smart gameplay, man. Again, they're getting the picks, not overcommitting to Insight when they have them weak. And I think it was Scraps that finds that first blood. Very quick on the trades or the repositioning to get the bomb down, even after CleanX trades out Paul on the actual site. And then just for that little standoff moment between asim and Scrap, like it's very heads-up gameplay from Scrap to know that asim is going to be going for those late flanks. But asim knows he's got the timing on his side, doesn't have to overcommit, doesn't have to chow. And just sets his teammates up for success. 1 round away to tie the series.
Map point, here we go. And look who it is. It's asim, and he's rolling right forward. Classic asim versus Scrap fight here. Oh, he's walked right past him. No way. Scrap will be infuriated by that kill, but that is a first blood when you solely won it, London.
And now look at what Ultra has to do. They have to wait for a kill to come their way. They have a little bit of bedroom control, which is great, but they haven't actually planted the bomb and have to be so concerned about the flank. And even asim has just found the perfect position. As soon as this bomb gets planted or he hears a footstep that's a little bit too loud, he can just jump on it.
Yeah, it ain't too much. It's not fancy. It is what it is. Insight, you're in trouble. Here he goes. Nasty's there though to pick it up straight away. Man advantage Ravens, and now it should be over. CleanX, good luck. Not even the Great Dane could stand up to the Ravens there on Hotel. GG's in the chat. They pull it out in the last few rounds in a convincing way as the Ravens tie up the series 1-1.
And look, impressive stuff the whole way around, but that game felt like it was just run through asim. first blood's completely on point. I think he was like maybe 3 or 4 to 1 on the battle that he was having with Scrap on the flank side of the map, and even just the positions he finds himself towards the end. Insight, one of the better S&D players in the league, might have the perfect read on Asim making that play and guns him down, but Asim is feeding the intel to his teammates. Nasty knows, I'm not getting flanked. I can sit in mid and watch the cross. I know everything that's going to happen. Asim just orchestrates the map, hand delivers rounds to his teammates, and even Scrap's putting up some first bloods as well. London again on Hotel. They enjoy the search and destroy.
They really did it. Across the board as well. A lot of damage from everyone there. They're really pulling their weight.
Solid.
Super solid stuff out of the Ravens there. Hotel search and destroy goes their way now. To Elasilo control, where the boys in red have yet to win a round, offense or defense. Will today be the day where they manage to crack that one and start a brand new chapter here for the squad? Let's find out after this quick break. We come back, we're playing control. Don't go too far, Call of Duty fans. It's going to be a banger. Howdy ho, neighborinos, and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We're all tied up after a very fun search and destroy there on Hotel, but we pack our bags, we check out of the Breenberg, and we go to El Asilo, which quite frankly is a hole. And that's right, it's not a nice place. There's lots of mess on the floor. There's somebody was tortured, I presume. It's a horrible place, and that's why we're going to play Control on it. Let's get it, ladies and gents. Ravens versus Ultra, map 3.
The biggest difference between you and I, Miles, is I do not play the campaigns anymore. So I'll take your word for everything that you just said. I do not disagree. And I think on sort of hinting on what you were talking about for El Asilo, that might be how London feels about it. Again, 0-2, yet to win a round. However, obviously, made a role swap. Paulx now running the Vaznev. You got Nasty on an AR. Scraps is making improvements over time. So it's not the most preferred map for London. Maybe in scrims they've getting a little bit better. It'll be a brand new look for us. And obviously we're just looking for shining lights for London because they've played a ridiculous number of tight maps against basically every single team that they've played. Yep. Start playing ultra close. Positive signs going into the major.
Let's see how it goes. And again, the big story here is also getting that first round victory on El Asilo. They've been 3-0'd every single time so far. Let's see if they can find it here. As far as the standings go, though, I do believe it's a 3-1 still. We'll trust that to the others in the league to confirm what's going on here. But CleanX and PullX, the two X's on these teams, those boys had a lot of fun in the last one. Quick look now at their control stats overall and chance. I'll leave this one to you.
Well, this one is not difficult to break down. CleanX, especially again since the role swap got made, and obviously these are the Major III Qualifier stats, has been one of the best slayers in the game. The sort of CleanX we have all come to know and love in the gameplay we expect from him. Offense, defense, does not matter. CleanX always on point. I would say for Paulx, I guess technically better on the actual number of caps that he's getting per round, but I think that is very much a map-dependent thing on how many captures you're able to secure. But I'd say Paul absolutely has his work cut out for him, because if you have Scraps versus Scrap and the loser has to drop the name, does the loser of this battle have to drop the X?
So just
have a Clean or a Paul in the league potentially,
which honestly kind of works. We'll find out though whose names get changed by the end of this one. Those are the old school rules, guys. You know the deal. If you've been out there, we play with a flash. There's a lot of flashes, and we tell them after every game when they lose, like, sorry guys, you got to change the tag now. We'll send you the Microsoft points. No worries. Here we go, Ravens. Get off your phone, Asim.
And I apologize in advance for bringing this up, but Method Sick did beat Methods in a 1v1 back in the, not a 1v1, but Heretics beat him and whatever. And that was the square up.
Yeah,
I think they actually agreed on Twitter. Yeah, loser drops the name. And,
yeah, so he never changed that name once. Never did. It's probably for the best that he's retired. It's probably for the best, isn't it? And we know you're listening, Zin. You didn't change your tag after losing. Them's the rules. Disgraceful.
Okay, you took that too far, man. That's...
If you give me an inch and I'll go a mile. There we go, though. Let's get into this Control. What is going? The London camp, everyone's way chill. Way chill. While we're looking at these player boxes, let's have a dive into the standings and see where we're going into. Of course, this is the run-up to Major 3 next week, Charles. Can't wait.
This is where like the funny business kicks in. If London get the 3-1, the map count makes a situation where like Vegas could potentially get through, or London could potentially get through, because like sort of the crux of the matter is New York and OpTic play against each other next. One of those teams is guaranteed to end up 2-2 because someone has to lose. New York plays against Seattle, dangerous matchup. OpTic plays against Atlanta, very dangerous matchup. So there's very real potential for one of the teams in 6th or 7th to end up 2-3. To be tied with LAG, to be tied with Vegas, and maybe even tied with London. And then, of course, the head-to-head, map counts come into effect. So that's why London needs sort of a dominant win. But even then, they don't have great odds, because I think both OpTic or New York, whichever one loses, would have to go 2 or 6 in map count or worse to not end up in winners. So there's a bunch of particulars around this. And obviously, by the end of the series, things will be a little bit more clear-cut. But there is always that wild back pocket 0.1% chance that some craziness happens for your favorite team to get through, or your least favorite team to get eliminated.
We will find out. Our OpTic New York Subliners match will take place right after this series here on twitch.tv/Call of Duty. Get your pals in here, whether in here or in the watch parties across Twitch. We hope you're enjoying yourselves. We're almost ready to get into this Control. Map number 3, we will be seeing the Hardpoint. We're going to Fortress for that one after this. Not quite sure what's going on here, but the Ultra Boys, they are cool, calm, and truly collected.
And the first family of 4 we've ever had in the CDL.
Yeah, I mean, if Boss and Breach used to be a sort of Pokemon evolution chart of one another, I mean, Ultra could honestly be family. Truly.
Insight and Hixie for sure. Maybe Kleenex could be a cousin. And Scrap is from New Jersey.
Scrap is from New Jersey. You are not wrong, mate. We're not too far away from the game, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope you're enjoying these matches. Scrap's definitely enjoying them. Look at that. He's having a great time. Game's ready. Hixie might not be enjoying himself as much. He's been a lot of fun to watch, though, since joining the team. Again, a contentious team change, I think, for many people. They thought, you know, Stanley was definitely a better fit for the team, but Hixie has slot right in, and it has not been a bad run of things so far. And here we go. We are ready to load in. LSCLO control, map 3. Let's get it.
Fist bombs out and bound. Always a happy sign. Always appreciate seeing it almost as much as I appreciate the Asim hand claps anytime he gets excited or trying to get well prepared for a game. But this is going to be a dangerous map for London to contend on. Obviously yet to win a round, and obviously Scrap incredibly dangerous, not on this map but control as a whole. Best KD that we have in the league on attack, on defense. He is on point the entire time, and I know it's very much a map specific thing, but if the dude's throwing up a 1.4 on defense, that'll come in handy on a map like this.
Here we go into control and LSCLO. Insight with that big bad TAC 56 will be taking the highest of high grounds here on the map, and Scraps will be contesting it from the far side. Insight gets there a little bit quicker. Will that pay off for him? Let's find out. The answer is hell yeah.
And truly, just like the orchestrator, he is going to play this spot because it makes his teammates' life that much easier. They know when they can make plays. They know they got the safety net. Even if they fall, he's in the back pocket, and Scrap will be the AR that is very much more so in the mix. But a lot of B pressure has been left open. Scraps has actually already popped dead silence and tried to get behind enemy lines, but Nasty a little bit too slow. Hixie there to take him down. I'd say right now it's kind of up to Scraps to try to make a play, but he can only pick up one, and looks like, well, he gets the second as well, so he's keeping the B side open.
B side wide open. Ravens still making their way forward. A lot of space there on B. They should be able to get some bodies on this point. It is down to Scraps to slow him down. Gets the job done. There's a few more. His boys are getting it all sweet and safe over by B. The capture continuing. Oh, Kleenex wins that fight. But Nasty's on the B zone, still keeping things going. Second segment done.
They're still putting on moves as well. Oh, those are crisp shots coming out of his seam, but now the problem is he doesn't have any trophies. He got nades landing on top of him. He's trying to slow everybody down, but eventually does get caught. But London not wasting a lot of time, continuing to try to put on this pressure. Scrap, though, wins a difficult gunfight. And Nasty gets cleaned up as well, so it takes a long time to stop it. But London only get those 2 ticks, but it should come in handy. If they ever capture A, they're going to be in a phenomenal position in this round.
Oh my God. Kleenex. No way did he get that. No way. Helps from Hixie. Ball's on point. Oh, not enough to snap, though. Time ticking. Here comes Nasty right into the eyes of Insight, who plucks him out. Still looking at that 1 segment remaining on B. Big win from down low on Asim. Can you pull some of the defenders away? Ultra turtling up for the hit now. They've spread out across the map. All bases covered.
I was waiting to see where London actually want to go. They're trying to fight a 2-front war. They are playing split, and that is not an easy thing to have success with on this map if you're not playing with your teammates. But Paul X at least on point to stop the clock, but there's only 5 seconds, so right now London, they are forced. You gotta hop on it. Everybody gets cut down, and not enough time left on the clock. Ultra clutch up in round 1.
3 segments captured, though. That will go into the bank for the Ravens. We'll see if that helps out later on. Air of frustration, though. Paul X shaking his head. They're not so happy with the way their round went. Little moments like that, unfortunate for them, but wow, Kleenex brought the gunny over by A. Same with Asim. Outstanding individual wins.
Yeah, I think the problem for London at like the tail end of the round is just sort of like hoping that the individual plays were going to pop off. Looked like the arrows were still like trying to decide what direction, what zone they wanted to go for. A little bit scattered in the moment. They played a little bit split and just ended up getting picked apart. So the teamwork certainly at least a little bit sweeter there for Toronto.
Even opening for both squads so far. Paul gets his second kill of the game. Immediately cut to pieces by the firing squad of Toronto Ultra, and they're now going to be able to get themselves closer towards A. Not quite on it yet, though. Scraps and Asim cleaned up. Last man to contest this is Nasty. Backed on up. Cleaned up, and it's Kleenex on a 5.
Yeah, Kleenex with a AR in his hand. That's a dangerous combination. He's going to be the tower guy instead of Insight this go around. And similar sort of situation, just makes the lives of his teammates that much easier inside the hill. Hixie and Insight both just looking at double doors, everything up top. Kleenex can help him out with these gunfights. So the teamwork on point, it's a great setup.
You've got down Scrap. Insight, you're doing a lovely bit of work, boys. You've taken care of the A zone. Nice capture, no problem. Kleenex on a 6 now. He's got streaks. This is going to be very helpful. When they try to hit that B zone, they're already on it.
Yeah, this is zero time wasted. The SMG is just oscillating the map, but Asim takes an extra cut down of a player of Insight, and Hixie just that next man in line. That is an unfortunate teammate, though, and maybe an opportunity for Scrap to start making moves. But obviously, Nasty not easy to root out. I think Ultra going to play for positioning, and if they ever get that opportunity, call the cruise missile for sure.
Bows are out. We're sweet. Just waiting for the numbers now. Can you get a kill now? Ravens lined up. It's that strong base of fire. They're not letting anyone get that close. Scrap sneaks in, though. No way can he watch all these possible angles. So cut down immediately the Ravens. Good looks here on defense so far.
God, Nasty is just a constant annoyance top AC. Yeah, there is no way that Ultra can push forward until they root him out, and obviously that just allows players like Paul to get in position. And Asim's getting kills in the feed in the meantime. He finally gets traded, but there is zero map presence right now for Toronto. Again, they're just looking for that one moment to strike. And they got a little bit more pressure towards B, and funnily enough, London, no one wrapped back to help Nasty. Everyone else more so working the flanks.
Yeah, they're working their flanks. Asim gets his. Scraps is out there as well, but all that noise is close to the B zone. Ultra are really waiting for somebody to make a mistake here. This is static gameplay, and Nasty is number maybe finally called. Oh, damn, son. Hixie gets gunned. As Nasty has been a brick wall of defense here. No one's getting a B when Nasty's here. That's huge.
Well, keep in mind, Nasty only has 17 more bullets in the clip, and I don't think he ever picked up a secondary weapon unless I missed it. But there is potential. If Nasty just like runs out of ammo, if Ultra are able to orchestrate a push, maybe they can make something happen, but doesn't seem likely. Pollock's down low, picks up a big 2, and Ultra, it is too scattered, and there's just simply not enough time left on the clock. Anchoring things down, London very clean on defense.
Hey, we'll take
they got the first round win. Woo.
There it is. History made. The Ravens win their first LSELO round. There's some major claps taking place, and an LFG came out of Nasty's mouth. This is a big moment. Can the Ravens keep it going? What a ridiculous series, Charles.
I mean, you got hand claps and leg slaps coming out of his seam, so he'll mix it up if he needs to. And again, I mean, he's pulling out the tack on occasion. You had Kleenex pulling out the tack. I think for that entire round is what Tobias was rocking with. But I say the biggest difference maker right now, just the cruise missile. Helps to have. I know the B zone, when you try to capture it, a lot of bodies stack the point, but if you get the tacks and you get the nades over, the cruise missile can be hyper effective on that zone.
It's all about timing, coordination. Great timing from Asim there. Good trades, though, as that was Scrap from up top. He's still fighting for this map positioning, looking to take care of those players in the power spots. Scrap is just going to sit there and keep farming these players. Paul, good shots. He started the last round 1-5 or 1-6, I believe, and now 11-12. He has pulled it back magnificently, and we're onto the B zone.
And Paul's been a two-piece machine, and this is honestly enough pressure. This might be Kleenex thinking about the cruise, but I guess enough tax and aids come over. No trophy on the zone just yet for London, so they have to back off and play for kills. And you have Nasty, by the way, the anchor this entire time, picks up another two-piece. Scrap the last man standing, and 2 bodies on the point right now for London.
That's big. That's the first segment done. Okay, good. Keep it going. Here comes the cruise. I don't think there are any trophies at play, so these players have to dip. They have to get out, and a quick change of course there from Kleenex. Nice work, takes care of Scrap. You've still got those members of the Ravens a little further forward. The play not done yet.
I just wanted to see the teamwork from London. You have Paul down low. He can wrap over to the A zone if he ever needs to, because right now Asim is capturing it by himself. Nasty, the next man in, though. That is going to be a Semtex that deals some damage. Kleenex debating about the chow. He is just waiting for his moment to strike.
Yeah, waiting. He's been pinned down. His teammates are now showing up. Progress on A, though. Second segment done. They're looking to get the third. That's going to add a minute to the game clock. Here we go. Ultra have had to chalk it. They've called it out. It is not going to get any easier from here on out. The Ravens, they are moving with purpose.
Yeah, Paulex continues down low, by the way, consistently finding these kills. Very close spawn, though, for Scrap over towards this zone, which delivers the quick trades on a seam. London, though, keeping it mixy. You got Scraps behind enemy lines. CleanX has popped dead silence on the flip side, though, so a couple of these SMGs are these players that have the Vaznev in hand trying to make moves.
CleanX could be very damaging here in a moment. Paul's going to find out the hard way. Yeah, he does. Now, everyone has to watch that play from behind. It seems, though, they're driving forward. They're not going to give too much attention to CleanX here. And all right, good luck, boys. Scraps holding the zone down. And this is not a bad setup from Ultra. This could get real bad for the Ravens quick. 50 seconds to go.
Oh, that is so tough. Hixie takes him down, and now, yeah, Paulex, last man standing completely out of the picture, and he's getting spotted the entire way. A little dance with Hixie, but right now, this is just London. You have 35 seconds left. You were spawning on the bottom right side of the map. It is a hike and a half to get to this B zone, and if you ever try to go through field, good luck trying to get past this guy. 19 kills right now for Scrap, and it is the ARs that are happy to try to lock things down.
That's what we saw Nasty do in the previous round. You got that one player that just does not give up B. Scraps with the opening up top. Less than 20 seconds to go. There's the opportunity to get on the zone at the very least. CleanX to the feed. Scraps joins him. Anyone there to slow down inside? 10 seconds. You might be able to get on the zone if you're the Ravens. Paul wins his big one. And now things are getting a little squirrely. 5 seconds. Clock stops. Scrap gets it. That should be the round. Ravens put to bed. They're in the attacking round. Toronto, map point.
As a good chunk of damage being done by Inside off the aBeZy. Didn't finish a kill, but hand delivers a nice, easy two-piece for Scrap towards the end. And I think that is the look at the two-piece he got. I think the damage actually wore off on Scrap, so we definitely had to earn it. But either way, 3 for 3 on these defensive rounds. A little bit of good news for London, though. They got rid of the cruise missile that CleanX was able to acquire. So a small little victory as things sort of even the odds, but this is not a map that is massively defensive sided. You absolutely can create opportunities on attack, so Ultra can absolutely win it here.
Here we go. 30 lives apiece, 2 zones. Good luck, have fun. Paul's going to get aggro. Scraps read this very easily. Oh, the timing might not work out for him, though. He can hear them. He can see their gun, and I don't know how Scraps got that kill then, but either way, Ultra on the point.
It's actually tough. An unfortunate team kill, and doesn't really matter. Paulex off respawn, able to get another kill. He's been consistent as a slayer in London. Well, sizable on defense. Difference is they don't have a cruise to defend this zone. Nobody was actually the anchor spot, and this might be a moment for Ultra.
This might be it. We talked about how easy it is, or it can be, to win these rounds. There's a couple of clean kills is all you need. But clean B up. Damn, God damn. It's like last man up. Here comes Nasty. Woo! Big wins. 4 spree right now for Nasty.
Yeah, he's been on point. 21 kills to his name. Trying to keep up, and even the SMGs down low have been really just stopping Hixie. I mean, he's only got 12 kills so far in this game, so Ravens applying the pressure, even on defense. Clean shots coming through, and even through a wall. Might not get the wall bang finish in the kill feed, but Scraps does damage from everywhere. Has the intel on Insight, as Ultra, I think, more so feeling out this B zone.
Yeah, he's not going to bang that wall. Insight does win a big fight there on Nasty, so Scraps is leaving the top tower side. Pull there, good work. Segment goes, though. 35 seconds, you're on towards B. Second segment of B gone. 2-man stack right now. Ultra, good work. Keeping Paul at bay. That's the capture at 1 minute 30 on the clock.
Hey, that's a cute play from Inside, by the way. Tucks himself in the corner, drags away so much attention that Paulex has to go and hunt him down. So Inside forces a 2v1 by the A zone. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is just capturing B, but Scraps is also on a 5. You gotta keep in mind, he's looking for the cruise, can't quite get it, but London still have the pressure on the A zone, and they got a 7 life lead.
That's a dagger, though. You would have loved to have that cruise missile. 22 and 18 out of a seam. He's been doing great work all map long. Can they? No, CleanX, just too tough. Nasty, damage, dealt, pinned down. You take care of this player up top, and that gives you a lot more space to play with on the A zone, and here comes Scrap. Trades are there. You're starting to run out of lives for the Ravens. Those players are getting bullied off point, and now it's a heavy stack. That could be it. You've got to get going. It's a 3-man. Someone has to contest this. Tags are in. Scraps can't get the kill. That is it. It is done. That kill was all it took as Toronto Ultra make it a 3-1 on control.
And not just that moment, by the way, I think it quite literally was the play call. When Insight is on B, they knew somebody was on radio. That was Scraps, and Insight just drags their attention. Paulex runs over, defends A. Meanwhile, the other 3 players on Ultra, leaving Insight behind so they can capture the more difficult zone. That was the setup for the long-term game, and that is just Ultra being slightly more cerebral in their play calls. And obviously the big brain stuff pays off. London might have got around, but it will still be 0-3 on LSC low control.
There we go. Well, the round win is something for the Ravens, but still not enough to contend with CleanX. Ridiculous 1v1 win against Scraps there to end the matchup. So we fall just short of 12 minutes here on LSC low. Ultra take the lead in the series. Now we go to a Fortress hardpoint. Whoa, baby, where things could get real dicey. Can the Ravens pull out a big win here and force that game 5? To get to the game 5, they've got a chance. We'll see how it goes. Highlights now from that control game.
And I would say overall, I mean, that's the situation from Ultra. I think they got outslayed by 9 kills, it might have been. So they weren't exactly keeping up in the slaying category. They just knew how to play the map a little bit better. And again, finding those sneaky little moments to just get the captures on offense, really all it was. Other than that, a defensive showcase. Nasty absolutely putting in work in the slaying category. Scraps might have gotten gunned there, but I mean, had his time to shine going on a tear. Paulex certainly a fair few 2 pieces, and the Seam Slate as well, but I think Ultra care a lot less about the KD, more so than the victory. And again, the 3-1 towards the end felt convincing.
It did, yeah. It was the first few rounds way tighter, but that last 2, absolute cleaned up there by Ultra. Great stuff out of them. Nasty, brilliant wins. Saw a lot of them in the highlights here, but not quite enough to pull out the dub. And this was the final moment. CleanX's kill. Absolutely preposterous snap on a Scraps there, and that was it. The 3-man stack helped get that point softened up so quickly, which was great out of them, but damn son, that final kill, that was a stinger.
Twisted Tobias. He definitely lives for the moments like that. No stranger of the drop shot, the gunny, do whatever he needs to do. And I think London, again, a lot of close maps. You see, like, it's these small little things that have been costing him, but they've been playing everybody tight. But I think now that they've already lost the extra map, even if they win the series, no expectations, I believe, of winners bracket for them. So less funny business there, but still looking for those positive signs. And again, in the slang column, they are keeping up. If you said we're going to aBeZy, you need to make sure the slang's on point, because there will be a lot of gunfights on that one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. For Ravens now, their objective is to go into the major with as much confidence as possible. You're taking big rounds, you're taking maps. It is not over yet. That 6-4 hotel for them is a shining example of that. But the double dose of Fortress now, again, if we have to go to Search and Destroy, good looks for the Ravens. We'll see if that can pay off, but they got to get through the hard point first. Here we go. Another hard point chance, another one. Fortress is a small map. It's a dicey one indeed. And right now, we're definitely favoring the form that Ultra are in, for sure.
100%, and I think CleanX will probably be the guy to watch as well, just because I know his slaying numbers have kicked up quite a bit since the roster change, and this is a map where I would be terrified of CleanX. If I ever hear the call out, he got behind us, he's either in our top maps or he's in our top rails, I'm just expecting nightmarish performances if he's ever able to get out and about. On the flip side, though, I mean, Asim has had one hell of a series. I mean, certainly is the SMG combo. The side of London did outslay the previous map, so make no mistake, they can try to take it to him, but I don't know. I fear CleanX, I really do.
And he's terrifying, man. He's absolutely terrifying. Last moment now for the Ravens to get each other ready for this hard point on Fortress. You shake off that tough loss there in the control. Scraps is shooting bots in the range. He is locked in. And the rest of the team, though, it is smooth sailing for Toronto Ultra. They are feeling great after that one. 3-1's a big result. Now back onto a map and mode again that have got such a strong record across most modes in the game. They have to be feeling fantastic.
Somehow I feel like Nasty is in a darker room than the rest of them. That contrast goes crazy.
It does go crazy. Mr. Plumbridge. He was a bit of a demon there in the control. Can he bring the goods here on aBeZy Fortress? We're loading in. What could be the last map in the series if Toronto can continue this fine form. And then 1.2 from CleanX certainly helps. That hardpoint record as well. That 1.35 he put up on map number 1. Oh, let me tell you. Here we go.
And I think for CleanX, it was really just like sort of snapping in positions in those moments on Mercado of when they needed the breaks. He was picking up the 2-piece, but not just the SMGs who've been frying. Scraps has been on point. Again, we have seen him improve series over series. Gonna need a big one here, though, for London, especially if you're starting on the unpreferred side. They try to get out, try to get to bottom green, and everybody gets picked apart along the way. Ultra, even just sprinting backwards. You see the route Hixie just took, backing all the way up to make sure they're blocking.
That's discipline. That is making sure that no funny business happens, because you can't guarantee a single thing here in MW2. Now, though, the front of the hard point, that is where the Ravens are coming from, and once again, it's Hixie. Another 1v1 win. Scraps trying to make his way across, traded out immediately. It's all down to Paul. Can he help flip these spawns? And does like Asim might be the man to do it as well.
Well, I think really just London desperate to get out at all. They lost the opening break so badly that they're giving away a decent chunk of time. You got to cut your losses somehow, and if you can't pull your way through P2, you need to get the time on P1, but right now, London, they can't do either. They're just getting gunned down, and that is a pretty dominant first hard point through and through. However, the spawns are going to end up spawning out. Number 4 and number 1 gone. Insight next in line. 5-0. He's looking for the cruise and looking to be that lifeline for his team. Can't get the first. Might have done just enough damage to be the second.
And in time we go. Ultra. Counter-attack now from the Ravens. Almost entirely shut down. Paul needed to win that one, unfortunately. But he does have Scraps to back him up. Trade's now done. Insight, guns up towards the backline. Will Scraps commit to this? Here comes a side hit. And that's an awkward fight. Asim wins it. Trade's there once again. Scraps wins his. That's going to be the last man up for Ultra on point. Cleaned up. Trade's finished. Time, Ravens.
And this is so much time to be able to collect as well. That's a decent final 30 seconds and plenty of time to work yourself on rotation. No rush here for Nasty. Wait for your teammates to come and help you out as you work your way through arches. Unfortunately for him, all of his teammates are going to die, and this is an impossible gunfight, especially when Hixie's now watching the cross. So a little bit of scrap time for London. Have some fight in them, but got to break down the full 4-man setup for Toronto.
Yeah, good luck. This is it. The money hill on aBeZy. Hixie, the nasty. Paul's going to try and get in there. This is good coverage. The Ravens are in. They have flooded the gates. They have stormed them. Will they be able to break down the fortress setup? Asim. Oh, wow. Scraps picked a corner, and he's trying to slow down those reinforcements. Good timing on this. Asim, though, cuts him down. Last 2 members left alive now on the point. Can the Ravens get a clean break? This is a lot of time. Ultra spawning out. That is a good look out of London.
And that was wonderful from the Ravens as well. All 4 players grouped up through the gate. Everybody taking their time. No man left behind as well. Asim making sure he takes down Scraps so he doesn't get shot in the back. And breaking this hill is not easy. As you called it, it can be a money hill to be sure. But London have created a situation where not only do they have the break, Nasty's actually out and about putting on some pressure. Asim is flying to pick up for his teammate where he's fallen. And Asim unfortunately ended up in between 3 players. So Ultra keeping things secure, trying to stay ahead of that rotation game.
And they're well ahead, but Ravens now trying to creep their way out of that right-hand side of the map, out of the trap. Beams from Scraps. Beams. Forward they go. Try to apply the numbers you've got. If you are the Ravens. As they're in. Now it's post up, find a corner and try to catch these players. They sprint in. That's a good bit of work. Again, the Ravens with another sweet break.
Yeah, those are vintage shots coming out of Scraps as well. One of the perfectors of the crouch shot, but if he's got to spam the trigger, he can do that as well. Time to shine as well, trying to back down Insight. Scrap might be that next man down low. So Scraps has his work cut out for him, but his teammates are delivering. He might get traded, but Asim gets sent in for the kill, and Paulex has the cover. 2 for 2 on the past 2 hills for the breaks for London, who have now taken the lead.
That's an outstanding hold from the Ravens as well. Final 10 seconds might be contested over, but either way, we're looking towards the blacksmith now. Wide open. Right back in the middle of the map. Not quite that P1 open. And this is a spicy one indeed. Brilliant shots out of Paul. 11 and 8 overall. As now we go back over to another hard point. Ultra looking to take the lead.
Yeah, they are playing with some serious pace as well. Ravens truly are flying, and Paulex doing what he can. Has the kill in his sights, able to take it down, and at the very least for London, Ultra not collecting any of this time. Looks like the trophy's putting in a little bit of work as well for the trades, but Scrap will sit on that heady every day of the week, and there's a lot of players in tough corners. Honestly, even with just these 2 players inside and Scrap, this is not difficult to root these guys out. So on the Blacksmith's Hill, the ARs trying to collect as much time as they can as Ultra now have the lead.
Ultra the lead, only for a brief moment though. Ravens will be taking this one back ASAP, and again, as far as map control goes, they're in a very, very good spot as we start the second set of hard points in a few seconds. Lead change. Ravens with the trap. Can they hold on?
And Asim knows just to be patient. Here's the players up top, and the patience pays off. Gets the free kill, knows the next player should be above him, or maybe wants to take a route, but it looks like the comms are good enough. But here's the problem. No one backed up to block the spawns. Asim is going to read it, but that doesn't make it easy. Find time for Scraps to be the cleanup man, so they left them open. Maybe to just set up the pinch. Scraps delivers the big two, and hey, there's the cruise missile.
Yeah, Scraps got the back covered. Again, that's what we saw Ultra do in the first go-around. You have somebody wrap back immediately. Don't know the Gallo spawns be given up, and right now that's Nasty's job. 11 and 15 from him. 30 seconds remaining here on P1. We're holding it down. This is a strong hard point from both teams so far. A wonderful finish. I've got no doubt about it is ahead of us.
This is delicate though, because Nasty for the moment not in the play, knows he needs to go and reposition, and there's the moment where he strikes, but the rest of his team is stuck in the trap. Someone needs to get out. Asim has made the cross, but now the question is, where do these spawns come through for London? First player in the back, second player completely out, so never easy to read. We'll see how both these teams manage it.
Here we go. Asim playing so sneaky. Scrap though, easy reads on the wine barrels. Nasty absolutely eviscerated. Scrap on a tear, looking for the third in this little spree. 4 overall. It's beautiful work. And Asim, ooh, tagged up heavily. Not enough to get the kill though. You're shoulder to shoulder here on the point of your Toronto Ultra. And now the attack from the Ravens. Oh no. Untour team kill. Nasty's low HP, waiting for the boys. They're gonna hit the break now. Scraps has invested in the streaks. That's gonna sting. Keeps the players on the inside of maps for now. Lead change is a matter of moments away again.
I think Scraps in that moment probably just making sure he doesn't kill any of his teammates, because they got the setup around the hill, but they had the setup. They did not have the ammo, and now they don't have the rotation either. Honestly, this could be the moment of the game. I know it's been a close one. I know it's been a battle, but Ultra, they got broken down on this hill previously. Or at least the next one that we're going to. This is their opportunity to make up for the mistakes, and it's just that deja vu sort of all over again. But now it's more difficult for Ultra. The players are spawning out, so it's a 4 versus 2 to break this new point, and they do it instantly, punishing our London on this hill. Now it could be the moment of the game, but for them.
Oh my god. How easily the script flips. Nasty. Can he get both? No. Ravens still hold the defensive line over by the hard point, now soaking it up. They've taken the lead. As this hard point on Fortress is a dicey one indeed. 2 for Nasty and Scraps. Oh, baby. They're sharing the feed. What a hold. As they're keeping it together, this is sensational hard point.
Yeah, this is how you hold this hill. Get a couple players pushed out, and good luck trying to get through this setup. I think Ultra have to just straight up chalk this one and set up for next, and maybe set up a trap, and they're getting a few of these kills. But that is a massive moment for the Ravens. Plenty of fight in them. It has been a battle so far on aBeZy. And honestly, maybe an open avenue to try to get out of the spawn trap. Asim leading the charge. Couple trades come through, but Ultra for the moment, they're keeping them contained.
Nasty. Damn! Oh my god. Ixie trying to hold down open. Oh, he saw Nasty's cheeks as he just snuck his way into the top window. Here we go. In the cannons. Ixie's spree continues. Oh, he might have timed this so great. He does. Ixie making moves, softening up these defenders. Can his teammates now get there in time to break?
Well, if he let the player in single, and that's how Ravens got the break initially, he's looking to make the big play to make up for it, but it has been nothing but London in the feed. CleanX flying into death. Paulette from up top is going to be able to get 2 in London again on this rotation. The 3 to 4, they have been menaces, pushing Ultra towards the back. And Ravens now, this game firmly within their grasp.
Oh, baby. Are we looking at a game 5? We stay on Fortress for it, but it's not over yet, ladies and gents. Hardpoint still in the hands of the Ravens. They cannot win it here. We have to go to the blacksmith. And the iron is extremely hot right now for the Ravens. Here comes the strike. 20 for the win.
I mean, it's just set up and play for kills. You're already massively outslanked. Just get the trades. That's a good start. Nasty only, though, for 1. So Ultra still secure. The first push has been stopped. Ultra trying to keep things slow.
2-2 split out of the Ravens now, trying to get the break. 2 through the back. 2 players going through mid. CleanX, he can hear all of this unfolding in his headset. Thanks, Gary. What trades are about? You've still got players on the point now. They know there's another up top green. This is where things are getting wild. Oh, it's
nice
a
route.
That's a big one. Pressure now on the point.
The team is so difficult to keep track of. He's even putting pressure on the flank as well, but Scrap's got the angle covered, him in Insight. They have all the different setups on this hill just to keep Insight alive and in his home, but finally he's gonna fall, but that is a massive amount of time on Blacksmith. Ultra were just able to get. He's talking about keeping things close. Rotation for P1. This is where Ravens can end it here, but Ultra, they've been getting all the kills. CleanX is able to get the 2, and they're trying to turn the tides.
The Ravens got 4 seconds off of the Blacksmith Hill. Now back over to P1 for the final time here on the map. Ultra currently holding it. How well can they hold on to this P1? Not an easy thing to do. Hixie, he can hear all sorts, but the players above him. Spawns all over the place. We are so close to the lead change.
You can't read this either. Scratch, by the way, he has just been posted in the back to actually block these spawns. So maybe even long term, you could get the left side, but short term, you just need the time. I don't know if enough contest is going to go through to end it, but right now, London's, they can win it here.
Oh, Scrappy was the man. He had to make something happen. This is game 5 in 5 seconds. Kills in from Ultra, flying forward, nasty. Oh my God, pulls out the knife. The body block. As the hard point goes the way of the Ravens, 1/2 of the Fortress battle is complete, and now game 5. The Ravens turn it around at the last possible second.
And you know what, man? These guys made the role swap between Paul and Nasty. Nasty has been looking like an absolute menace on the map, winning some absurd gunfights. And again, they have played enough just ridiculously close and tight maps and are starting to put together performances like this. Again, I don't want to give London fans a little bit too much hope. I know how it goes for British fans, but the team does look good, or at least looking like a threat long term. And I mean, hey, outslang like crazy. All 4 players positive, on point, especially those P3 to P4 rotations, but it was like those breaks that they were able to get on those Statue Hill. Both times absolutely clinical. The timing is on point. You got to give love to Paul X as well. Super soaker inside the hill, and he still managed to go positive. Everybody from London putting in serious work.
Well, here we go. Back and forth here in the series. And the Ravens 6-4, that hotel search and destroy might be the decider as we now look towards Fortress. Game 5, the last one here. Our penultimate series of the day. We're going to find out who walks away with a win here. It won't change too much in the seeding department, but hey, we'll find out how the Ravens look going into Major 3. We come right back. Fortress, Game 5. After a titillating turn of events, we find ourselves now at Game 5. Toronto Ultra, London Royal Ravens. We go to Fortress, as Ultra are all possibly at dangerous levels of hydration. Squad that drinks together, thinks together. Scrap's drinking 2 different kinds of water right now. I mean, he put down one, picked up another. I mean, that guy is... Skin's absolutely glowing after all that water, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, hey, got to stay healthy, got to stay hydrated, ready to go for this map 5. A grueler of a series, I'd say, between these two teams. Honestly, very close maps, pretty much through and through. The Mercado had the biggest gap, but after the fact, quite the battle that these two teams have delivered for us. And on this game 5, it is a 1-4 record on aBeZy for London, 4-1 for the opposition for Ultra. So you'd imagine the edge is in that direction, but obviously some roster changes have been made for one team, some role swaps for the other, so never easy to predict. All I know is on the side of London, I'm expecting Asim to be the playmaker.
Yeah, especially on Fortress as well, man. I mean, he roams those halls so well. I think Asim, the apparition of aBeZy, sounds a little better than what we did with Pred, but we'll see if he can bring that kind of gameplay that we saw. He was so effective at finding not only the first bloods, but winning those, you know, individual fights, picking up his teammates' trades every step of the way on Hotel. Can he bring it here on Fortress? He's chilling there, man. Asim is chilling.
So
dude.
Animated, man. The hand claps, leaning back. Well, is that leaning back, like leaning over? Like Fat Joe could never have a lean like that, you know? But Asim, the apparition, there's so many in there. I don't know. Too much alliteration, too many A words. But Asim, absolute menace, the playmaker. I'm imagining he's going to be jumping up windows on defense pretty consistently on this map.
I'm going to read out Dana's tweet. D twice, Pala nameless. Toronto Ultra looked like 4 different sketch artists were asked to draw the same person based off witness statements. That is the funniest thing I've seen on Twitter in a long time. Toronto coming into this one. This is going to be good.
Oh my god. I mean, again, it'd be the perfect crime as well if any of them did anything, because imagine describing, nah, man, it's the one with the funny accent. That doesn't help. What are you talking about, man? Come on. What kind of accent?
I'm done.
Not American. All right, we narrowed down. It's not Scrap. European, but where? Yeah, you have options.
Yeah, he's got glasses, a little bit of facial hair. Yeah, I mean, that ain't helping. That ain't helping. God, that is so funny. God, that is so funny. Word to D twice. All right, well, we've had a PC crash that's going to slow down the match a little bit. It just adds to the tension, the overwhelming tension that we've got going into this game 5. As far as the records go, I do believe we've had an update from Tim in stats. Oh, no, we haven't actually, but it's, was it 4-1 Ultra and 1-4 for the Ravens here in this one? But hey, man, it's going to be tough. Standings, ladies and gents, here we go.
I let you down a little bit there. I was just hanging out for a second. Gonna let that one sit. Standings indeed, though. Again, London, if they win this series, I think the unfortunate thing for them is their map count has been poor enough throughout this entire thing that even a victory, they're not going to come out ahead on tie break. So no love there, but they are playing for a bit of momentum. The spiciest thing is the fact that LAG and Vegas are tied at 2-3. Obviously, LAG won that series, so they have the head-to-head there. But New York Subliners and OpTic Texas play each other. One of those teams guaranteed to end up 2-2. And then after that, Subliners, if they lose, have to deal with Seattle to avoid some tiebreaker madness, and OpTic would have to play against Atlanta FaZe to avoid the tiebreak madness. So you want to dodge the 2-3, but the setup in the next series is going to identify which team going into Sunday we are paying a great deal of attention to. And I know if you're a fan of Vegas, and well, if you're a fan of LAG, you're already happy with how the past few days have gone for that team. And if you're a fan of Vegas, yeah, I mean, fingers crossed and good luck for that one. So strap in your seatbelt and get ready for some action. Just maybe not yet, because aBeZy are still loading.
Still loading? Well, we had a PC issue. It happens.
It happens.
Could have been something in the Ravens. Paul and Scraps in the firing range. You should spend time in there as well. Frank play pals. We are locked. Ready for this game 5. Again, this doesn't change the overall standings. It won't change the seedings for the Ravens. They're still going to be starting off in the lower bracket in Texas at the major. However, you go into it with a big win of a Toronto Ultra. You are feeling way better than if you just got, you know, chokeslammed all stage long. So for these boys, this is a big moment. The fact that we're here in game 5, I think for me, it is a big win for London regardless.
I was gonna say, not even like a necessity for these guys to get the win. You're taking one of the top teams in the game, who, by the way, have also been like on an absolute tear. I mean, these guys 3-0 at OpTic. I think they 3-0 New York as well. They 3-1 Vegas, and I'm assuming that loss was probably just happening in the search and destroy. So Ultra have been destructive throughout this qualifying stage. So London already pushing them to the distance like this is already at least a small W in my book. And again, I know forecasting London going into the major identified as an absolute threat because they've been making improvements since the roster swap, or the role swap, excuse me. In an extra few days, especially with more match VOD to go over, we'll see how far the Ravens can fly.
A crazy Saturday of Call of Duty this has been for everyone, right? Not even done yet. After this, we've got OpTic versus the New York Subliners. Still more games tomorrow. Crazy stuff. Here we go, though, into the search. This is how aBeZy has looked in the Hotel S&D. 11-6 from him. Big work in the damage there, and those opening duels, 3-1. He was toe-to-toe with Scrap nearly every single time in that restaurant side of the map. It was an absolute run.
And he was also sort of just like allowed to be the opening man on nearly every single play. So live and die by a seam, and Ultra, they want him to die, trying to identify him straight off the rip, but you go for the kill. The help is too much, and everybody from Ultra absurdly, absolutely, utterly picked apart.
Scrap 1v3. What an opener. The Ravens feeling good about this one. Scrap can play this as slow as he wants. Dead silence, not really anywhere close. And that's the round. Ravens strike first.
And that is, again, aBeZy being put in a dangerous position. His teammates there to look over him, and everybody winning their ones. I mean, the bait is on point. Nasty able to get 2 in that round. I think he struck for the first blood as well. Paulek showing up in the feed. Scrap showing up in the feed. Well-orchestrated effort, and that is a wild round 1 strat for Ultra to give the old college try for, but I don't know how aggressive they're going to be through P1 after that.
I was thinking about it. I was like, what do we do this time, Russell? We ain't going P1. We ate everything. All the stuns and nades, everything connected. Here we go. Ravens have somewhat pumped the brakes. Nasty's going to be watching that P1 flank. And for now, though, defensively, Ultra have taken all the mid-map.
CleanX playing with some angles as well. Just see if you can catch a freebie. In the meantime, I think Nasty is behind bars on the flank, and that's a spot where you are virtually unkillable. So I don't think Ultra are going to be working that anytime soon, but the bomb starting to get worked over towards A. Alex hasn't gone for the plant just yet, but here's the nades that they were waiting for. That might connect. It looks like that was empty on the threat, but an interesting idea.
We're going to see the plant go down to A, and Scrap is going to... No, okay, not eat that nade. Here we go, though. Ultra moving with purpose. They are flying through closed. aBeZy gets 1. Paul can't get a second. We're right out of the sight, though. 2v3. Oh, come on. Hey, Marshall guns 1. Can't get a second. In sight. Traded out. Ravens back to back.
Dude, and the hype is unreal from aBeZy, gassing up everybody, but it is stone face for the other 3. Tale of 2 different types of play styles right there, but aBeZy puts in work. I don't know if he got a single kill in round number 1. I know he tagged up a few, but he gets 3, I believe, in that round. Great reads on CleanX, jumping up on the window seal. Seal? Sill?
Sill.
Damn.
Yeah, no, you good.
Happens to the best of us.
No, you were spitting. Keep going.
He had great kills. He seems a good player.
No, he's great, right? Round 3. Will this be Ultra's opportunity to get onto the board? Here comes that old P1 here, and aBeZy is in position. Stun checking, nobody home. Ultra, totally different look on this attacking round.
I think maybe throw a couple shoulders, see if anybody's watching the flank in where from, and maybe if nobody's home, take a jump into the window, see what you got going on.
Seems very cautious in the approach here. Oh my god, how did he get away with that? He is a demon. Here on Fortress.
I knew it was going to happen. Ultra apparently didn't.
aBeZy. Oh my god, the tags. Here comes the rest of the Ravens. Floating forward. Oh my, Paul. Snaking. Gunning. Anyone here to pick up the pinch? Yeah, Hixie's going to be there. Takes care of 1, takes care of 2. 2v1 now, all down to Nasty. Oh, he's tagged up. Not a good situation to be in. Well, guess out with his life, though. This ain't over yet. Ultra have still got to get the bomb down.
And they are running out of time, and if they're running at him, I don't know if B's the bomb site you necessarily want to go to. And I think Scrap may be playing with the interest, and there you go. Rotation back over towards A. And you have HyDra, just the cutoff man. They know they've got him pinned back towards the B site, but not easy to watch these crosses. And Nasty heard that from a mile away.
Oh, guns!
He knows these two. He's right. He knows where he was. He heard him for sure.
He's running. Oh my word, HyDra. The heart must be racing right now. Nasty! What a round! The ace and the defuse. That is outrageous work.
Oh my God. And for Ultra, that is just an uncharacteristic mistake. I mean, they knew they had him trapped, but obviously, you know, HyDra can't watch both sides, but instead of just playing around the A-bomb, Scrap is like, you know what? I'll just come help you out. We'll try to trap him in, us two, we can do it together. But the read from Nasty to catch Scrap is electric because I knew that he heard him jump over by Blacksmith and just repositions, gets out of dodge, and obviously has dead silence. That is wonderful work from Nasty. And this is a sizable lead right now for London.
I'm faded. It wasn't an ace. Of course, the team got the first 2 kills, but you know what I'm saying. It was gross. What a play. And that is the power of dead silence. Right then and there.
It's alliteration on Miles. Ace for a scene.
I know. I couldn't. I did it again. It's like when I called Paris. Whatever. You know what I'm doing. Here we go. What a round. Ravens up by 3 here.
And I think a scene maybe taking a page, maybe not quite from Benjamin Bance, but you see he is very concerned about the window jump up, so he's constantly going to be spot checking for both of those. So HyDra might try for the timing, but not easy to get away with it. And Ultra maybe more aggressive towards A. They're actually going for a hit on the site on defense, but nobody's home. London, they're thinking about the cross, and Kleenex, this is a Vaznev, and he gives it up at the worst possible time.
Oh.
2 players have made the cross.
Nasty would have seen him in those shoulders being thrown. So now Kleenex. I love this steady play, though. Timing. Pretty good. Oh, nearly, though. Lets up the aim to get Paul in. Paul's managed to make his way across. And this has certainly changed the state of the map right now for Ultra.
It's just so awkward. And now for Ultra, they don't know what's going on the map, but HyDra does deliver with the dead silence play, so that's going to soften up the blow, and Scrap finds the extra kills. So even in the chaos, even with a very strange round, Ultra should be able to deliver. You just don't want this man to get the cruise.
No, not at all. Let that clock tick out. And Nasty, he is fiending for the kills. HyDra should have eyes on him, though, but he's going to play the streak well.
Trying to bait him out just a little bit.
I know, right? Heads up play, though. It's Ultra finally get on the board, 3-1.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's just a massive gunfight win by Kleenex to get the first blood initially, just to make sure that they're not free and clear out over towards B. But even the motor mouth on Scrap, just giving the call outs, telling, hey, nades are flying out a single window. I know there's at least one player up there. We got another guy in maps, and HyDra just gets sent in for the kill. So utilizes the dead silence, makes the big play, and Ultra stop the bleeding. Still concerns, though. Don't want Nasty to get the cruise, and a stagnant round so far.
This is a scene. Classic moves. Towards that top window side. He's going to hit the hops. He is in. Oh, Kleenex landed the stun. I don't think he's going to... He does expect him to be... Oh, my God. He expected him to be towards the doors. Paul with the coverage.
Such a nuisance. It's such a nuisance. You have to constantly be concerned, but talk about the Kobe. Like, where was that even from for Kleenex?
Kill cam, please. Where did that even bounce off of? Snaps from Paul.
It was just straight through close, but...
Either way, what a yeet. Here we go. HyDra cross covered. Oh my God, Scraps drops a deuce on him. Scrap now towards the back. Oh my God, cleaned up. Inside on the inside. 2v2. Paul keeps winning these fights. It's all down to insight in a 1v2. Paul's on it. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. 10 seconds. Somebody pressure him.
Oh, someone has to hop.
Scraps
Someone has to hop, and Paul's taking the route. Scratch trying to live, and he does it, dude. Paul on the route. He gets it done. What a call to hop the bomb right there. And Scraps the smallest feet I've ever seen to make sure he doesn't get cleaned up. That is an amazing play right there from London.
Here's the nade. This was the Kleenex nade. What in the doink? Yo, that is a nade spot. That goes right out to mid. All right. Noted. Good job, production.
That's the beauty of the frag in that moment as well. But honestly, doesn't matter. The nade is great. And then Paul X picks you apart like that, gets the 3 big kills, finds the freebie on Scrap, guns the player that's next, and goes and hunts down Insight. I mean, that is a wizard-like round, but this time aBeZy has been dealt with. So Ultra could take a slightly sigh of relief. Doesn't make it easy, though. Still a lot of problems to be solved.
You're down a man now as well, so no aBeZy to play on the inside. That's Paul's job now. Mid-map, all good. Ultra, once again, they have all bases covered, and now it's just a question of making sure that they don't make a mistake. The Ravens are going to get antsy here and try to make something happen. Sweet Toronto nade. Doesn't quite land. Scrap stays safe.
And we had Ultra last time. They were super aggressive trying to jump out towards A on defense, and they might be thinking about the same thing. They're able to trade out at least 1 kill, but there's Nasty poking his head out. CleanX had him covered. So the coordination and the trades are there. That is how you want to play with the man advantage, and I think Scraps knows they're going to be going on some sort of rotation. I'll get the bomb down, try to make a play, but Scraps, he has the trophy, and he's going to run straight into death.
Yeah. Easy retake from Ultra there. CleanX and HyDra. I mean, only CleanX really uses his dead silence, so HyDra will be able to probably grab that defuse and get his ready to go for the next round. But that was a good retake from Ultra. Sorely needed. It's now 4-2 after this gets taken care of. And Scraps, I mean, with the situation he's in, yeah, it's nice to have the Vaznev, but he ultimately still has a trophy system. There's no way he's got to post up and absolutely rip 2 players to pieces to win that round.
You got to get very lucky of being able to like get out to a spot where they don't actually see that you go there or not get hurt along the way. So too tough of a spot, and again, too clean of a strat from Ultra. They're happy about the timing that they have to try to bully back out that A site, especially again with that man advantage. So they are 4-1 on this map. I know they've had a couple struggles in these rounds, but making the adjustments as well. aBeZy, who loves these window spots, keeps getting just met with nades. I mean, that's the thing that you finally caught like a couple of great moments there where you're taking care of aBeZy without having to hit those individual gunfights. He's a slippery customer to deal with, and now you've got his number with an 8 spots. 3 spree from HyDra. Can he get any more? As Toronto are still down by 2 here in the search. Yeah, they know aBeZy's down low as well, so always a frustration to deal with. And a very tight setup coming in from Ultra. The flank is actually open through P1 for a moment. So there are avenues of attack on defense, especially as Scraps couldn't quite find them. So much damage done, and now you got London down low. They're making moves.
Here we go, pulls in. That gunfight is still going on. aBeZy managed to make his way upstairs. Daddy popped once again. He's in his happiest of places. This is a bad look for Ultra. If they can deal with him, that's one thing. He's making noise. Gunfights are out. There is blood in the water, and aBeZy is the great white shark. The second as well. That's a 3 spree, all down to HyDra. Oh no. And aBeZy with another on the round. Match point, Ravens.
You had initially, aBeZy was the only one getting hype. Everybody on London can feel it now. More smiles, but a hell of a play again from aBeZy. I mean, Paul doing a nice job just to stay alive bottom green and not actually get killed on the player top rails. But then aBeZy wins his one, doing the window jump ups. Again, it is the bread and butter of this player. And he turns it into 2 more after the fact. Another clean round from aBeZy. Another great round from London. And this is series point on this round, a 5-2 lead.
Surely not. 4 spree for aBeZy right now, 9-4 overall. Paul, the inside of Fortress now, just trying to roam the halls, not let anyone get in. Toronto Ultra on defense once again. It's that mid-map setup. It's all those angles towards the gates covered. You've got eyes across P1. They have to get active. They've got to make something happen.
It's just a game of patience as well. We saw some of those cheeky nade spots coming out from Ultra earlier, trying to work that A-bomb. And I'm hearing a lot of nades get rung out, and aBeZy again, 1 HP, just trying to dodge the explosives. I've heard a couple of them go off, and eventually you're going to be forced to make this move and try to get this bomb down. Or maybe they want to hit him. If Ultra's been trying to push the pace, this is some extra Vaznev stacked up inside. The stuns around, aBeZy out and about.
Nothing left to throw. Inside, trades are there. See him want to fight. Look for one more. He's going to get that streak. Whether or not he needs it, we'll find out. But here we go. 25 on the clock. Nasty. Oh my God, it's done. I do not believe it. The Ravens close it out in game 5, and it is elation. on their faces. Big time Asim claps taking place there as Ultra are frustrated and incredibly stunned by that one. GG's, the Ravens in 5.
And Nameless's coin flip might be putting in some serious work today because nobody's going to predict that one. But that is, again, massive win from London, and everybody is putting in some serious work on the team as well. I know Asim probably the biggest light, 11 kills again. He got double digits in both the S&Ds, but you had Paul X making ridiculous plays to stop Insight from getting, like, you know, sort of a typical Insight clutch. You had Nasty, I mean, goes on a 4 spree, clutches the 1v2 with the dead silence in the second or third round, and even in the final round found a route out towards P1 to trap the remaining Ultra players in and just put them in a sandwich. And then even Scraps was there throwing trophies. Absolutely tippable.
I just can't believe the one day I don't pick the Ravens to win it. They absolutely I can't believe it. Anyway, GG's there, 6-2, the final score there on Fortress. The incredible comeback on the Fortress hardpoint was real good. LSCLO, they went around as well, so it was a big day for the Ravens. I think this is a good thing for them going into the major, a bit more confidence under the belt. They've got to be feeling great after that one. A big win for them. GG's, one more series to go. Desk, take it away.
Thank you so much, and I just got told by Paddington, one of our mods, that someone just won 2,067,500 channel points by taking London in this matchup.
Sheesh.
They put it all on the Ravens, and the Ravens came through. Now, what's crazy about this is we now have a little bit of a tiebreaker scenario at that 2 and 3 spot. That A seed is not safe for anyone right now. Vegas is going to be celebrating this win, but also London beating Toronto. You got a lot to celebrate tonight.
Yay, Ravens. I mean, this is a big win for them, to be honest, especially a Toronto Ultra team that was looking so good heading into the Major III qualifiers. And I mean, they're beating teams like New York, our Major 2 winners. So London Royal Ravens, we talk about how close that they're playing all these teams. They're going to these game 4s, they're going to these game 5s. And, you know, sometimes the layout doesn't tell the whole story. And they finally close it out in a game 5 here. And I know you were saying nobody should be challenging them on Fortress.
Yeah, seriously, I'd be getting rid of Fortress on every single map in the series when it comes to the vetoes. But man, we got to tip our hats to the turnaround for the London Royal Ravens. I mean, these guys made a role swap since then. The team dynamic has gotten so much better, and it's also helped Asim. These last 2 series, his performance has been much better as well. The search and destroy, just mind games, bro. Since the first rounds of the game, we're seeing them go towards Diner on B on the first hotel, and they're just making plays, which then leads to success later in game. We saw how Toronto tried to stack over there. Doesn't work. In this last game 5, early on, we see Toronto try to turn on the gas pedals. It doesn't work. They get wiped, and what happens? The London Royal Ravens abuse side missile and P1 the entire game when they were on defense. So just beautifully played by the Royal Ravens.
Now, I owe London an apology because I didn't even do the math. If they won, how would this affect everything else? But I think with the map count going to a game 5, they are probably outside of the top 8. But you have to think whoever drops down to them in that elimination bracket possibly is in store for a hurt. They are playing up to their competition. And as we take a look at the box score, is there anyone better than Asim in the game? HyDra maybe? Predator still up there?
I'm not putting Asim that high up on the list. I just think that, like, you know, depending on how his team plays, like, he finds a lot of success. It seems like today, Chris, they really said, go out there and do your thing. We fully trust you. And we saw that in Hotel.
Asim, you're still that high on my list. Don't you worry about it. We got to take a look at our scum play of the game here from the Royal Ravens. Walk us through it. It's another play in S&D from Nasty this time.
It has to, I'm sure it has to be this 1v2. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're just getting this first kill. He stays alive. He gets a sound cue from the player behind him. He's popped steady, and he just plays this beautifully. I mean, bomb is down. I think this was a little bit of a misstep from Toronto Ultra as well to play for this kill when they had the bomb down so far out fountain side. But, I mean, again, it's a clutch from Nasty. This puts them up 3-0. Could have put them in a 2-1 situation. The following round was won by Toronto. Could have been 3-3. So, big momentum push for the London Royal Ravens.
Some mental booming going down in those search and destroys as well. Congratulations on the London Royal Ravens. They're going to finish with 2 wins, something they haven't done since our Major 1 qualifiers, and this is going to keep them in the running for a top 8 finish on the year. But right now, we got to talk to the man who is laying down the numbers all 5 games. We got Asim on the line once again. And Asim, first of all, congratulations. You guys are walking away with 2 wins this qualifier. What's turned up here on the team? You guys just took down one of the juggernauts.
Honestly, we've just been trying to work on ourselves, not worry about anybody else, and we're really happy that we finally got 2 wins again on the qualifiers. But we've lost a couple close ones, but I think so far, Major 3 qualifiers is probably the strongest we've looked as a team.
And I completely agree. And I want to ask you, what has that frustration and that conversation been like for you guys playing these teams so close and just not being able to close it out?
For the most part, like we're just trying to get more comfortable with one another. I think role issues played a factor as well all throughout the year. But overall, like we're slowly getting the chemistry back together. So I mean, that's where it showed today. Where like in a map 5, we just absolutely smoked them because our chemistry is finally building and we're getting in those uncomfortable situations together.
Simp, talk to me about the search and destroy, because when I look at you guys, I'm like, all right, if they can win their S&Ds, they can make it decently far in a tournament. What was the difference? It seemed like you were so free on the map today. Was it something you guys discussed prior to this?
Yeah, definitely. I think overall, like as the years gone on, like our hardpoint's looking good, but our S&D was like kind of the thing where it started off hot and then we like became a little slow on it. So yeah, I think you'll see a lot of more like free roam and free flow, especially out of me, just trying to be that island player. But for the most part, we're just trying to get our strats down and make sure we just do what we do in practice.
Love it.
Because in our S&D practice, it's like showing really good.
You guys were 8 and 15 before today's matches in Search and Destroy. Now we're seeing double digits on the win column. Love to see it. Asim, final question for you is, what is the travel plan? I know a lot of teams struggle to get to Boston on time. When do you guys head down south to Texas? Because you're done with the online matches.
Hopefully there's no like severe weather storms in LA, but for the most part right now we're good, so we'll be traveling on Tuesday for sure.
That's what I like to hear, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Texas. Best of luck at that LAN event.
All right, later guys.
Take it easy.
That's Asim, and he just won our friend Direwolf 2 million channel points. You're going to see the London Royal Ravens also move up our list on our Major 3 qualifier standings. They're currently in that 10th spot, tied in a 3-way tie with the Guerrilla and Vegas Legion, and we could see one more team join them. Will it be OpTic? Will it be Subliners? Or can both teams avoid a 2-3 record? We do know one thing for sure, though. It's time to start your digital collection today with the 2021 Call of Duty League trading cards by Upper Deck, the official trading card partner of the CDL. Collect your favorite teams and players on upperdeckepack.com or scan that QR code on the screen right now. You should do it. Get your cards. They're pretty dope. You can get that one from Scum and some of his friends on OpTic. Speaking of OpTic, they're playing next. They're taking on the Subliners, 2 teams with 2-1 records. Who's locking in the top 4 spot? Find out after this.